I had the idea that I want to build this, $2 million store. I wanted like a beautiful store that had, it was friendly, it was laid back, and it was unlike anything that Dallas had to offer. The idea was, or then that we had started thinking how we're going to pay for this. That's where I had this idea of, let's not come out of our pockets for it. We have a ton of people that are supporting us. We have a ton of people that want to see us succeed and be a part of it. And so my idea was to start a Facebook group.
For those of you just tuning in, we are doing a $2 million raise to outfit our new store. The store is going to be the biggest, the best, the most epic shopping experience you guys have ever seen. We're working with a brilliant designer. The store, we're going to take this office from a 300 square foot office to a 5,000 square foot facility. And like I said, it is going to be a shopping experience unlike anything you've gotten anywhere else.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible.
So if you haven't heard of it, I'm going to put a link down below for you to click. Drop your email and your name, and I'll send you an email with information on that. If you've already participated, you've already donated, thank you so much. I sent out an email today. By the time you watch this video, I will have already sent out an email to everyone that has participated, to everyone that's on my emailing list, updating you as to where we're at. I'm going to keep sending those out every single day until we get to $2 million. Guys, we're going to go into more detail on this, but just so you know, yes, Marco and I have extensive watch collections. Yes, we make a lot of money doing this, and I'm not rubbing that in. We work our asses off to get there. The reason we are coming to you guys and offering this out is to get people more involved in the business. This is part of this business is part of you. Y'all are the ones that created it. We want y'all to help us build this dream. So for all the naysayers out there that are screaming Ponzi scheme, fraud, that we're making stuff up, that's fine. You guys are what we need, you guys too, because you are the ones that fuel us to do even better, push harder, go bigger, and keep evolving. Because every time we see something, we think of a new marketing idea, and we're going to keep churning them out, and we're going to stay ahead of the pack. Somebody called me the other day and told me how many dealers are pissed off at us because of what we're doing, and
well, that just means we're doing something right.
Right.
Of course. Anytime those dealers get pissed off, we always benefit the most out of that.
You know what I have to say to that?
What's that?
They think this was absurd. Wait till you see what we do next.
The Facebook group was going to act as kind of our wholesale outlet. So the primary focus behind that was, we have all this inventory coming in. Some of it we want to keep, a lot of it we don't, or we just don't want to. We don't have the money to stock it, and we didn't want to stock it at the time. So rather than just passing on that stuff or flipping it straight to wholesale and making $200 or $300, why not give special clients the opportunity to buy that stuff? It wasn't going to be like every bit of our inventory was allocated to this. It was just going to be a lot of the extra stuff. Hey, by the way, some of you guys that are in the comments just like continuously talking shit, like, what's the point? This this video is actually, I'm not even going to address it. Just the guys that are in the comments talking shit, like, it's completely pointless. But anyway, we started the Facebook group, and the idea behind it was we were going to sell enough spots to raise the money to fund the build out of the thing. Now, how the Facebook group was supposed to work was, I was going to sell all the spots, and I was going to manage getting members in there. And then my team, the employees at the time, and Marco were to go in there and every couple days pull some of our inventory and post stuff in there for sale. As people ask questions, respond to the questions. And I just, honestly, at the time, I couldn't get people to continuously post. I would ask people, and I was doing a little bit of travel at the same time, so I would ask to have watches posted in there for sale. Watches wouldn't get posted for sale. People would go in there and ask questions, and no one would go in there to respond until days after. So, we had raised about $600,000 in 2 weeks from that group, and had 300 plus members in there.
The next topic up for discussion, and it seems to be a conflicting one. People are for it, against it, whatever. It's the $2 million raise that we're doing to fund our new building. Now, I will say, for all of you those that have donated, we have opened the Facebook group. Y'all are in it. We've already sold 2 watches. We sold a brand new black ceramic Daytona 2021 for $30,000, about $3,000 under market right now. We also sold a new Submariner date Starbucks for $16,500, which is also about $3,500 to 4,000 under market value. That's just a couple of the deals we are going to be offering in that group. For those of you that are also possibly interested, still thinking about it, wanting to understand what the real perk is going to be, that's going to be the biggest perk. Is whenever we have inventory that we would generally wholesale out to other dealers, rather than sell those to dealers, we want to offer them to retail clients to be able to buy a watch at true wholesale. There's no set number of watches that we're going to do. There's not a set inventory that we're going to do. It's just going to be when we have overstock, when we have extra stuff that we need to free up cash for other deals, it's going to go in the Facebook group, along with many, many other perks. Now, we have about 300 confirmed members. About half of them have been put in the Facebook group right now. The other half, we're still getting all that in. So if you're interested, the link will be below. Fill out the form, and every morning I'm going to be sending out an email to show you exactly what it is you're going to be getting and how to get into that. So,
And they were asking questions and trying to get basic stuff that we promised them, and it wasn't happening. Now, I'm filming content for a video. I'm traveling. I'm running the business. I'm trying to grow the business. We're doing all these things. You know, the one more thing of me being the one to respond in the Facebook groups, it was just a lot on my plate. So I asked the staff out there to help me, and it just things weren't getting done. And it was a few months later I decided to pull the plug on that. Now, there's been a lot of talk of the Facebook scam and the group refund and people not or us scamming people out of that money. Here's one thing I'll say to any reports of scammers or thieves, or like when we go to the blackout, is people have called me this a lot. And people have dug up everything from my entire criminal history to the house that I grew up in, to criminal histories and personal information on friends of mine and relatives and just people that come in my videos. But the one thing that no one has ever seemed to produce is a document, a lawsuit, a comment that has some proof of it backing a scam. Like, where have I scammed somebody? Where has someone come forward saying that they didn't get their refund money? Where has someone come forward from the blackout and say we made off with their consignment piece and they never got it? Where has a dealer ever come forward claiming that I have not paid them? They haven't. I know a lot of you guys watched the blackout, and Roman Sharf did a video actually a few days after we did that. And the first thing that he said was he doesn't think this is a legitimate something bad, because the morning of the blackout, he got a wire for $130,000 from me, paying for a watch that I bought from him. Now, so my thing about it is, anyone that wants to call me a scammer, I'm just going to challenge you. Hey, if I'm a scammer, that's fine. I want you to prove it. I want you to show me the proof of where I scammed someone. Where did I not pay somebody? Where has someone find a lawsuit? Like, all these things. If I've scammed people for this much money, there would be a lawsuit somewhere. There would be someone actually coming out showing proof of that. So that's all I ask. If you want to call me something, prove it. Show us the proof, and then whenever you do, I'll put my hands up and I'll admit to it. Going back to the Facebook group. So we started doing the build out. We did the Facebook group. We raised a lot of money for it. And then, I had to close the Facebook group. So the building was going to happen, but the Facebook group was what was going to pay for that. When I closed the Facebook group out and started refunding everybody, obviously that delays the process of the build out. Now, I know some of you guys were watching through the build outs where we kind of changed our mind on a couple spaces. The problem with that was the first spot we looked at, which was a 2-story building. We wanted to get that spot really, really, really badly because it was right across the street from the Crescent in a great location. But the current owners of that building didn't want to sign a long lease. Like, the lease options they were giving us were 1 to 2 years. And I wasn't willing to go dump, $2 million into a store I'm going to have to leave in 2 years. So that one ultimately fell through. The second space, where we talked about the fish tank, and it was in a high-rise building. That space also, we got close to finishing a deal on that, but the current tenant that was in there decided they didn't want to give up their lease. And so it was just it kept being these long drawn out processes that made it look like we were just super indecisive, but there was actually legalities and stuff that kept us from getting those leases signed.
Guys, another thing is we're going to be creating a Facebook group for you guys to join, to be part of our team even more so. That allows you to see behind the scenes stuff that we're not doing on the channel. Also, it's going to give you guys first crack at wholesale deals, and that's going to be really good. We'll also provide ways to get hats and so forth. Other merchandise can go in there.
Authentication.
We'll be doing authentication, appraisals for you guys. We also will be doing a service where we middleman your deals. If you don't buy from us, that's fine. But if you have a buddy across the country that's selling you something, you just want to be absolutely sure the watch is correct, send it to me. I'll oversee everything. And there will be a small fee behind that, and we'll discuss that furthermore when the page goes live.
Let's do it in the next video. In the next video, we'll talk about it in a lot more detail. We're still trying to work out exactly how it's all going to work. It's going to be a paid group. It's going to be to get you guys involved, but it's going to be a very tight-knit, very closely monitored group. So we'll pay attention to the next video and we'll talk about it. You know, you guys have seen us. We've done stuff. We do stuff pretty big. We do stuff a little obscured, and this is not going to be anything short of that. So also, there's been some comments of, what if we don't raise the money? Well, if we don't raise the money, that's fine. We have the money to do this. We can take out a loan. We can get the money to do this. It's going to happen. People buying into this and adding money to our funds just makes it a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. And it also ties people to the business. So for the few people that are out there that can't understand why someone would want to donate money to these guys that are running around blowing money like it's nothing, one, we don't spend money like you think we do. And two, the idea behind asking people to buy into this was to get people committed to our business, tied into our business. Who's going to be the biggest supporters of a business? Random people watching the YouTube channel, people seeing the Instagram post, or people that have actually invested money into it. Those are going to be our biggest supporters, our biggest fans. The fact that you are now invested in this business, you already had to believe in it to get to that point. Now that you've put your money in, you're invested in this, you are going to be our biggest supporters. When we post new videos, when we have new events, y'all are going to be the ones that are working to promote this and helping us promote it and helping us spread the word about it. And so when you get 1,000 people on board like that, your business, that's better than any form of advertising ever will be. And that's where the idea came to initiate this building raise. But no matter what you do, there's always going to be a few naysayers out there. There's always going to be people that are going to scream Ponzi scheme, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I don't know. You read the comments, it's all over. But all I can say is this building's going to be awesome. We couldn't be more excited about it. The last thing I want to talk about, and still one of the most controversial, is the $2 million raise. I want to reword this. It is no longer a fundraiser. We are no longer asking for donations. We are selling spots to a VIP membership.
We never were asking for donations. You got to remember that. We were asking...
The way we worded it, it sounded like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I worded it wrong, no big deal. But you're going to get a receipt. It is a membership. What that membership entails is, the biggest perk you're going to get from that is buying watches that we would normally wholesale out to free up cash for other deals. So far, we've sold 4 watches to date. Of the 4 watches that I've listed, we sold a brand new black Daytona for $30,000. So retail price, we got about a $2,000 to $3,000 discount on a black Daytona. The blue Sky Dweller, we were selling them retail for $30,000 to $31,000. We sold it in our group for $28,000. The brand new Kermit or Starbucks, whatever you want to call it. Right now, market is $18,500 to $19,500. We've even sold them as high as $20,500.
We caused fights over that one. That was such a good deal.
Right.
$16,500 for a new Starbucks, guys. Yeah. Come on.
A 2019 40 millimeter date ceramic sub in like new condition we sold for $11,000. So guys, that is the biggest perk of being in that membership group. There are lots of other little things, but the one that we feel is the most prominent is this group is now going to become our wholesale outlet versus all the other wholesale groups we used to sell watches in. So I'm going to post some pictures of those sales. I'm still going to send out some email blasts. Guys, if you're on board with it and you like it, cool. If you're not, that's cool too. We don't expect everyone to be a part of it. We don't expect everyone to understand it. But that's what it is. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say to it.
Listen, guys, it's a very fair group. I think we're trying to be very fair in raising this to reach our goals. And the idea here is you come into this group, we will give you deals. If you think about it this way, you invest $2,000, you'll make $2,000 if you're active in
on
trading.
The first deal, yeah.
I mean, again, if you were the guy who bought the Starbucks at $16,500, understand you invested $2,000 to get in. Now your watch is worth $19,500. You could actually make a profit on that.
The other thing I want to clear up about that is, guys, we could do away with this group. We never needed this group. We could fund this thing ourselves. We could sell our personal watch collections. We could sell off inventory. We could raise money from one of the many investors looking to throw money at it. We could give them some equity. There's a million different ways we could get the money to build this building, but none of them are as significant as offering a service to our clients and then getting our clients to feel more a part of the business. When you invest $2,000 into something, you become part of that business. So guess what? When we sell all 1,000 of these spots, we have 1,000 people that are now diehard advocates for our brand and for our business. And that's the smartest way to build a new store, I think.
I actually very much agree with that, because it's more meaningful to our company. Right. You guys out there help build our dream, and that helps a lot. And you know, we're always going to give back to you guys as much as we can.
And like we already said, we don't do things the traditional way.
No.
So taking out a loan to build this building, selling our watch collections, I started this business so I can afford to build a watch collection.
I can't tell you how many people got into vintage watches simply because I showed them my vintage watches.
Right.
And how many people got into modern watches because Anthony showed them and educated on his stuff. So we really use our private collection as a tool to sell more. So don't look at it like we're just hoarding money out of the business and putting it in a dark closet somewhere never to be seen. We bring these things everywhere with us. We show people and we get people to love what we love, and it just works out great for us.